Hello everyone, welcome back to the Practically Blind Workshop. So I've been given some logs by a friend of a friend that is an arborist, and instead of turning them into firewood, I'm going to try and get some usable wood out of them. I'm not sure of the species. I'll get some closer shots throughout the video and hopefully someone might recognise or be able to tell me what the species is in the comments below. And just as a side note, apologies for any random noises you can hear from outside my workshop. I think the neighbours are having some sort of gathering in their garden. Right, let's get. So I've just quickly knocked up these chock block to support the logs, and it's just a bit of 2x material screwed to each other and then screwed to the workbench just to rest the log in. And that's just so I can square these ends off a little bit. So like I was saying, I would have liked to have done this outside, but the neighbours are having a gathering or something, making loads of noise. So unfortunately I'm going to have to make a mess of my workshop. Editing this video, it occurred to me that I do some quite dangerous and sketchy things, so don't copy me and wear all your PPE. I would also like to add that I am registered blind with no vision in my left eye and about 30% vision in my right eye, and I've never once had an accident with a power tool or a machine. And here's the closer look just to see if you can see what species it is. So that's these cleaned up as best I can with a chainsaw, having cut all the side branch pieces as flat as I can and the ends as square as I can. Now what I need to do is create a sled or a jig that allows me to push these through the bandsaw safely, just taking a sliver off of one side of each so that I've got at least one flat edge, and then as soon as I've got one flat edge, resawing these will become a little bit easier. So to make this jig or sled, I've just quickly off camera cut a strip of this 6mm hardboard, and that fits nicely in the miter groove. And I've also found this slightly rough looking piece of melamine chipboard, but it is nice and flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as my base, and I'll get that stuck down. I'll use the fence to get it somewhat parallel to the blade, and like I say, I'll get that stuck to that and go from there. Now hopefully that should have stuck to the bottom of this. Hey. Now what I'll do is I'll just reinforce this with some small screws. Right, so what I've done is I've fixed a scrap of 2x6 down this side, and I've fixed a block at either end, pinning it in place, and then I've got a screw going through the 2x6 into the log, which will stop it from spinning whilst it's being cut. And so now all there is to do is to try and take a slice off of this. So I was about to give up on this idea because of my bandsaw just wasn't playing ball. The blade just kept deviating. So I don't know if I've got the wrong blade or the bandsaw just isn't set up properly. But I had another idea. Using the same sled / jig, what I've done is I fixed it to the workbench, and I found another piece of this melamine, and I screwed this to the top of the 2x6, and I literally just ran the chainsaw using this piece as a guide along that way and cut a nice flat piece of timber. So I think I'm going to do it like that from now on. And what I'll do to get another slab is just lower this down using different size blocks and do the same thing. So what I'll do is I'll show you what I just did, and that'll have to be the end of this video because this is getting a bit long, I think. So as you can see, that kind of worked better than the bandsaw anyway. Excuse me. So I've got a nice 2.5 inch slab there, 1 inch slab there that can be cleaned up with the thickness planer. Same for all of these really. I've not done the other two logs. I'm running out of time, but as you can see, the concept works. And what I might do is have a look at a better jig and a better way of using the chainsaw. I think you can buy chainsaw jigs for milling timber, small logs. So I'll have a look at that. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the result. If you watched this far, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe and comment, it really helps. And press the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.